Okay, so in the previous class, we have gone through circular tanks with fixed base. We have solved this example analytically. Uh, okay, today we'll see similar type of examples using tables given in IS 3370 Part 4. So for that, let us refer the material provided to you. So if you refer IS 3370 Part 4, such tables are given. Okay, and this is the table. So for different h square by dt ratio, you can have the coefficients throughout the depth of the wall, cylindrical wall. So this table 9 gives the tension in cylindrical walls with fixed base and free top. Okay, similarly, you have another table for moments in cylindrical wall with fixed base and free top. Okay, and subjected to triangular loading. As our tank is filled with water and the pressure uh, distribution is a triangular in shape, so we can use this type of table to find the coefficients, and using this coefficient we can find the moment at different heights of the wall. So at different heights, let us say 0.1h, 0.2h, 0.3h. So likewise, you for 1h up to full height of the wall, you can have the moments at different depths of the uh, wall. Then similarly, you can have the shear at the base of the cylindrical wall. So for different h square by dt ratio and for triangular loading, ours is a triangular loading. So we will be using the triangular load and fixed base. Similarly, triangular load with hinged base. So these two we will be using. So table 9, 10, 11 are used whenever your circular tank is fixed at the base and free at the top. And in case if your base is hinged, uh, then table 12 and table 13 are used. So table 12 gives the tension in circular ring walls with hinged base and free at the top. So table 12 gives the coefficients for the hook tension, and table 13 gives moments for cylindrical walls with hinge base and free at the top. So let us take an example, and these tables are reproduced here. So table 18.1. So same table you can find in IS 3370 Part 4, table 9. Okay, and this is the table. So tension is equal to the coefficient, these coefficients, okay, multiply by gamma h into r. You have to multiply this factor to these coefficients to get the tension. Okay, so for different h by dt ratio, h square by dt ratio, where h is the height of the tank, d is the diameter, and t is the thickness of the walls. So for different h square by dt ratio, you can have these coefficients for different heights of the uh, wall. Say for example, 0h, 0h, then point 0.1, point 0.2, point 0.3 up to 0.9h. These coefficients are given. Okay, so so you can find this factor h square by dt for your data, and then from this if it is in between, then you can also interpolate the value. Okay, and then you can have the coefficients throughout the depth of the wall, and you multiply this factor to this coefficient, so you will get the tension at different heights of the wall. Okay, here gamma is the unit weight of the liquid. In our case, it is water, so it is the unit weight of water, and positive sign indicates tension on the outer side. Similarly, you can find the moments in cylindrical wall with fixed base and free top. So for different h square by dt ratio, again you have these coefficients for different height of the walls. So at point 1 h and the h by dt ratio, you can get the coefficients at different heights. Okay, so instead of solving the analytically uh, and find the solution, it's a lengthy process. You can use these coefficients if you have these tables available. Similarly, for shear, you can find h square by d for h square by d ratio, and for triangular loading and fixed base and triangular loading and hinged base, you can use these two tables, these two columns for finding the shear at the base. Okay. And it is reproduced from the table 11 of IS 3370 part 4. Same way, the moment table for the moment coefficient is reproduced from table 10 of IS 3370 part 4. Now for the hinge base and free top, again the code has given the tables, so which is reproduced here. It is given in table 12 of IS 6370 part 4. You can refer this table, these codes. They are uploaded in your Google Classroom, so you can access them. Now for h square by dt, again you have different coefficients. You can find the tension multiplying this coefficient with the this factor gamma h into r, where r is the radius, or we can say half the diameter. Similarly, the moments for a hinged base, they are given in table 13, which are reproduced here. Now let us take an example. Uh, design the wall Design the wall of a tank of example 18.1. The example we have solved 18.1. The same example we'll be considering here. It is fixed at the base and free at the top. The example 18.1 was with flexible joint. Okay, if you remember, we have solved the same example using flexible joint or sliding joint. Now, in this case, we will be considering the rigid joint with fixed base and free top. So this was the example, and it was with flexible base. Okay, and now we'll be solving the same example with rigid base and fixed at the top and free at the uh, fixed at the bottom and free at the top. So the data the data given to us is right. So it is fixed at the base and free at the top. Okay, fixed base and free at top. Okay, and the unit weight of liquid, that is unit weight of water, is given to us 10 kilonewton per meter cube, and the materials are same, M30 and Fe415. Okay, now if you recall the example 18.1 which we have gone through with flexible base, the from the preliminary dimensioning, the diameter of the tank was 12.85 meter. Okay, and the height of the tank was 5 meter. Okay, this was based on the capacities required. Okay, from this was from example 18.1 for given capacity, for given capacity. Okay, so for the given capacity we have assumed some freeboard, and we have found the diameter and the height of the uh, tank. So these are based on the previous example 18.1. Now let us assume the thickness 250 mm. Okay, uh, and so we get the h square by dt ratio as 5 meter is the height, so 5 square by diameter 12.85 into t, so your h square by dt ratio is 7.78. Okay, so now for this h square by 7 dt ratio of 7.78, you can refer the table 9, 10 and 11 of IS 3370 part 4. That is this 9, table 9, which is which gives you the tension in circular ring wall, fixed base and free top. Note that here we have fixed base. Okay, so for fixed base we have to refer. In case if the data in data you have been given, if it is a hinge base, then you have to use the table for the hinge base. So and the ratio is 7.78, which is around which is in between 6 to 8. So you can interpolate the value for 7.78, and you can have the coefficients at different height, uh, at 0h, 0.1h, 0.2h. So at 0 and up to this 0.9h. So these coefficients are are they are they are here for this ratio 7.78. So if you interpolate h square by dt ratio uh, between 6 and 8, so you will get this uh, coefficients. Okay, so this is for h square by dt ratio of 7.78. You will get the value of the direct tension, and the table 10 gives the coefficient for bending moments. So this you can refer table 9 IS 3370 part 4. Okay, and for this you can refer table 10 IS 3370 part 4 1967. This is also 1967 version. So these are this you can get from the table, this table. Okay, now looking at this table, see your value is the value of the hoop tension, or the value of the tension is maximum at 0.6 h. Okay, so means your, if you follow the pattern of the hoop tension, it is 0 at the top, and then it gradually increases and maximum at the top, and again tends to 0 at the base. So at 0.6 h, your hoop tension is maximum. So you can see at different these heights. This is 0.5 and likewise. So you can have different reinforcement at different heights, because they are provided in circular ring form. So you can, at different heights, you can provide this reinforcement of different dia and different spacing. Similarly, the uh, the coefficient for bending moment are here. Okay, and from this coefficient, the maximum bending moment is at 0.7 h. Okay, that is point double not 394. Okay, so you can find the maximum uh, bending moment and corresponding steel, and you can also curtail at different heights. Okay, now first let us find the hoop tension. Now the hoop tension is given by T is equals to this coefficient given in the table, K1 times this factor, that is gamma h d by 2. Okay, so this coefficient is multiplied by this factor gamma h d by 2. So let us keep K1 as it is, and substitute the value of this constant, where gamma is the unit weight of water, that is 10, h is the height of the tank, 5 meter, and d is the diameter, that is 12.85 divided by 2. So this hoop tension is a function of K1, and it is equal to 321.25 K1. Okay, so this is your hoop tension value. So for when you substitute this K1 value for different heights, you get the corresponding hoop tension. But let us find for a maximum value. So the maximum value is this 0.6. So let us take 0.6. K1 is equals to 0.5684. So this T is equal this T maximum hoop tension. This is the maximum hoop tension. Maximum hoop tension is 182.6 kilonewton. So hoop steel ASH is given by stress for Fe415 grade. The permissible stress is 130. So it is 182.6 divided by 130 multiplied by 10 to the power 3 to convert this kilonewton into Newton. So you get the reinforcement in mm square, 404 mm square. Okay, so this is the maximum uh, hoop steel corresponding to the maximum tension. Now let us check the section. So the thickness we have provided is 250 mm. So for 250 mm, the minimum steel comes out to be 600 mm square, and the maximum spacing is 300 mm. So based on which we can assume the reinforcement. So 12 dia at 160 center to center on both the faces. So that will give you 1414 mm square, which is more than this, which is more than 1404 mm square. Therefore, the steel provided is okay. Now let us check the section, so that the tensile stresses are not exceeded in the concrete. So we find FCT, that is the tensile stress in concrete. So this is equal to your FCT which is the actual tensile stress or the calculated tensile stress, which is equal to the tension divided by AT, that is the transformed area. So here tension divided by the transformed area is width into this thickness plus modular ratio minus 1, m minus 1 times ASH provided. So here the 1 meter width is considered, so 1000 into thickness is 250, and the modular ratio is 9.33 for M30 grade minus 1 times ASH. So this will give you the actual tensile stress in concrete, 0.7 Newton per mm square, whereas the permissible tensile stress in concrete is 1.5 Newton per mm square for M30 grade. For M30 grade, okay. So this is the permissible, which is less than the permissible value. So that is okay. Okay. So this is for the maximum hoop tension we have checked. You can also make a table and find the corresponding hoop tension and the corresponding steel required at different heights, and also you can check the tensile stresses in concrete at different heights of the section. Since our thickness is constant throughout, this tensile stress will be satisfied for all the case. In case if you have wall thickness varying, then this you also have to check it at different heights. Okay, but since it is a throughout constant, the wall height is constant, so we have checked it for the maximum value, so it will be okay for all the heights. Okay, so see, the same thing is produced here. So at different heights, the coefficients are from the obtained from the table, and the corresponding tensions are shown here. See, at 0.6, the one we have calculated, it is 182.6 kilonewton, and the corresponding steel is 1404. So this is the required hoop steel, and see, since these bars are hoop steels are provided in circular ring form, they can be of different diameter. So here different diameters, and they have been clubbed. The reinforcements are clubbed. Say for example, see the moments from here to here, they are not much varying. Okay, similarly, this part is clubbed, and this part is clubbed, and this part is clubbed together. So we have a 8 bar with 160 center to center spacing, uh, and in two layers. So this comes out to be this. So AST provided is this. Okay. Same way for different from 0.3 to 0.6 H. This 0.3 is having different bar diameter, 10 dia, but from 0.4 to 0.6, it is 12 dia, 180 center to center. Again, the spacing is also changed here. So since they are provided in circular ring form, it gives you the flexibility of using different bar diameter and the different bar spacing. Okay. And finally, the tensile stresses are checked, and these all these values are ensured that they are less than 1.5 Newton per mm square, that is permissible tensile stress in concrete. Okay, so this is about the hoop tension. Similarly, we have to find the bending moments. So the bending moment is given by the coefficient K2 from table 10 of IS 3370 part 2. So these coefficients are here for our 7.78 h square by dt ratio. This is for h square by dt ratio of 7.78 for our case. Okay, so these are interpolated values of h square, the K2 for h square by dt ratio of 7.78. So this K2 coefficient is multiplied with gamma times h cube, where gamma is the unit weight of water and h is the height of the tank, that is 5 meter. So 10 into 5 cube, that is so your bending moment is a function of K2 and given by 1250 times K2. Okay, so your bending moment is equals to 1250 times K2. So for different K2 values, you can have the values of the bending moment. Now, uh, at base, that is at h is equals to 1. Wait, at base h is equals to 0. Your this coefficient is point not 15047. So this is the coefficient K2 and multiplied with 1250. So you get the bending moment. Okay, and since the value is negative, uh, that means the tension is on liquid phase. And your overall wall thickness is 250 mm. So that is your thickness. D is nothing but your thickness. So you can find the effective depth. So effective depth is 250 minus clear cover minus 10 mm the bar diameter, and the second layer half the bar diameter. So it comes out to be 190 mm. So you can find D by D ratio of that is 100 by 250. So this comes out to be 0.76. Now from this D by D ratio, you can have the value of this mu upon BD square. From D by D ratios, you can get the value of mu by BD square. Uh, BD square. Uh, if you remember in the earlier example, for M30 grades, uh, we have for different D by D ratio, we have the values of m upon BD square. Okay, for M25 and M30, they are also this table is produced from the charts of the balanced solution. So this thing we have discussed in the earlier lecture also. So this was the charts. Okay, and from these charts, these values are produced. So this for our case, we can interpolate the value of m upon BD square. So for 0.75, it is 0.347, and for 0.8, it is 0.35. So it will be in between 0.34 and 0.35. Okay, so conservatively, we can take this as 0.35. Okay, so this is 0.347. It is taken as 0.347. So you can find the depth required. This is the depth required. Okay, this is the depth provided. Okay, we have provided this much depth, 250 mm thickness, which is assumed at the initial stage. Now we are checking it for the bending. So this is the depth required. So this from m by BD square, you ratio of 0.347, you can find the D. So D is equals to square root of m by 0.347 into B. Now width is 1 meter, so 0.347 into B, 1 meter, that is 1000 mm, and the moment is 18.81 kilonewton meter, so 18.81 into 10 to the power 6, so that it is in Newton mm. So finally get the D required as 233 mm. Now D provided is 250 mm. So D required is less than D provided. So that means it is okay. Now we find the steel required for resisting this bending moment. So if you remember, the area of the steel is given by M by sigma st J into D. Now sigma st is the permissible stress, which is 130, that is this value, and J for M30 grade, it is 0.861, 0.861. Okay, and the effective depth D is 190, so that is 190. So this AST comes out to be 885 mm square. Now this value 0.861, if you remember this, we have already discussed this earlier. 13. So see, for M30 grade, the value of this J is 0.861. Okay, this is the sample calculation. How you can find the this lever arm factor J. Okay, so now same thing. You can do it for different depths, and it is easier to represent this in tabular form. So at different heights, you have the coefficient K2. This is not K1. This is K2. This coefficient is K2, and you can have the corresponding moment, which is given by K2 times gamma times H cube. Okay, so you can have this coefficient. Now, as you can see, we have checked it for the maximum tension. Uh, that was 18.81 at the base. So you can also find the AST required for all these heights. See, since these moments are very small, uh, the minimum steel is governing here, which was 600 mm square. So half of this is 300 mm square on this space. Okay, so 300 mm square is the required steel. So this is this steel is this AST required is based on the minimum steel, uh, minimum based on the steel required for resisting the moment M, and for and the minimum steel. So if you see for the first case, the moment is 0.01 only. So here the steel required will be governed by the minimum steel. So all these are governed by the minimum steel. These are all this except the this last one, which is governed by bending moment. Governed by bending moment, whereas these are governed by minimum steel. And you can assume the bar diameter. Now here we have to these bars are provided in the form of vertical steel, so they have to be of same dia. Here you cannot change the diameter. Okay, and also the spacing has to be same. So at different heights, this the spacing is same. So we are assuming 8 mm diameter at 140 center to center. So that will give you this much steel. And at the base, uh, uh, another along the long direction, uh, 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 along the long this 10 mm dia 140 center is provided. That is additional. Now we check for the shear. Now to check for the shear, again you can refer the table. Table 11 of IS 3370 part 4, which is this. Okay, so for our case, h square, you find the h square by d ratio. Okay, and for uh, and corresponding to that, you find, wait a minute. Here it is h square by dt only. There is a mistake here. It is h square by dt ratio. So in our case, it is 7.78, which is in between this. So and ours is fixed base and the loading is triangular. So we'll be referring the column 1. Okay. In case if you have the hinge base, then you have to refer this column 3, which is for the hinge base and for triangular loading. So you can interpolate the value in between this. So the interpolation comes out to be 0.77. Okay, so this is the interpolated value 0.177. Okay, and this is to be multiplied with gamma times h square. Okay, where gamma is the unit weight of water and h is the height of the tank. So you get the shear at the base. Okay, this is the maximum shear at the base. So based on this shear, you can find the shear stress. So tau v is equals to v by b into d. So width is 1000 mm and uh, the effective depth is 199. So that this comes out to be 0.222 Newton per mm square. Okay. So this is the actual shear stress. Actual shear stress. Now we have to find the permissible shear stress and make sure that the permissible shear stress is more than this actual shear stress. Okay. In case if it is not so, then we have to provide the shear reinforcement also. And for the wall elements, we generally avoid providing shear reinforcement. Rather, we increase the thickness of the wall. So you find the this ratio 100 AS by BD, that is your PT, and this comes out to be 0.464. Okay, and for this AS by BD ratio, you can get the value of tau C, which is 0.298. That is the permissible value of the shear. Okay, this you can get from the table. I think table 3 of IS 3370 part 2. Okay, we have gone through this table. The permissible stresses. Okay, so this table 3. Okay, this is the table 3 of IS 3370 part 2. So in our case, the AS by BD ratio is AS by 0.64. 0.464 so for 0.464, which is in between 0.25 and zero point 0.5, this value, so you can interpolate for M30 grade. So our value will lie in between 0.23 and 0.31. You can interpolate for our case, which will be around 0.3. Okay, ours is 0.464. So it will be 0.29 or something like that. So here it is 0.29 or 0.3. So whatever the interpolated value comes out, uh, this is how the value of tau c you can get. And here in our case, the actual shear stress is 0.22 and the permissible shear stress is 0.298. So this is the permissible shear stress Okay, from table 3 of IS 3370 part 2, and this was the actual stress, actual shear stress, and the value of tau v, which is the actual shear stress, is less than tau c here. Okay, so that means our section is safe in shear. So then the last thing is to provide detailing. So based on our calculation, see, these are the ranges showing the hoop steel. So we are having these dots. So 7 numbers on both the faces, 7 on each faces. So these are the hoop steel for the first group, then the hoop steel for the second group. Okay, and this hoop steel for the third, fourth, and fifth group. Okay, see, we have grouped here based on the bar diameter. Since the moments are very less, we cannot provide the different bar diameter and different spacing for each corresponding tension. So what we have done, these are grouped here. Okay, so up to this it is constant, then up to this again it is constant, then this one is different from zero point 0.4 to zero point 0.5, and then again it is a different value. You can provide 2 or 3 groups. No need to have such 4 5 groups. 2 or 3 groups would be sufficient. Okay, and this is our showing the internal diameter, and the outer face is the plastered one, and this is the concrete face. And these are the vertical steel which we have provided for resisting the bending, that is 10 dia 140 centimeter center. Okay, same on the outer face also, 10 dia 140 centimeter center is provided, and the plaster waterproofing plaster is 20 thick. Okay, and we have to mention the grade of concrete and grade of steel in our drawings. And here the base is not designed, but the for detailing purpose some nominal steel is shown, but it has to be checked from the loading point of view also. Just for the detailing purpose it is shown some nominal steel. Okay, so with this your circular tanks resting on the ground is over. uh, if we have any doubt, then we can discuss now. Any doubt? Can someone take the snapshot of attendant all the attendees in the chat in the attendee list? Uh, just take the snapshot of all the attendees and share it to me. Any doubt? If you have any doubt, we can discuss now. Uh, okay, so if you don't have any questions, then we can stop here. From the next class, we'll start with the rectangular tanks. Okay.